the circle and we're asked to find the equation of the circle. Okay. Generally, to get equation of a circle, we need the center and the radius. So the general equation of a circle is always equal to x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared, where h comma k is the center, coordinate of the center, and r is the radius. So we need to get the radius and the center. And looking at this diagram, we are given the vertices of this triangle. And what can you get from that? As you can see, PQ is the diameter. So once we know the coordinate of Q, the midpoint is our center, and the length from either from here to here or from here to here is the radius of the circle, or maybe from here to here. So anyone. So the first thing we have to do is to get the coordinate of Q, and we are not given that. So what we have to do from this, you can see that Q is on the x-axis, and we know that the coordinate of the y-coordinate of x-axis is always 0. So if here, let's call a comma 0, yes, that's it. The values of y on the x-axis is always 0. So we don't know the value of a, so our main aim is to find a. Since this is the diameter, from Thales theorem or inscribe angle theorem, this is 90. We know that from our circle theorem. So we have a right angle triangle. So once we know the slope of this, we use it to get the value of a, because the two lines are perpendicular. The slope of the lines are, the product of the slope of the line is always -1. So if we call this line L1 and line L2, so let's get the slope of L1. So from here, M1, which is the slope of line L1, is changing y over changing y, which is 5 minus 4 over 5 minus 1. So we have 1 over 6, which implies that the slope of line 2 will be -6. Yes, because I told you, for two lines to be perpendicular, their product of their slope must be -1. So if you multiply 1 over 6 and -6, you get -1. And again, looking at this line, we can use our slope formula, which is changing y over changing x. That's m2 is also 5 minus 0 over 5 minus a, which is -6. Yes, using 2 points to get slope, which is changing y over changing x. So if you look at making a the subject of formula, a is 5 plus 5 over 6, which is 35 over 6. So the value of our a is 5 over 6. So with that, we can get the midpoint here. So the coordinate of the midpoint, so let's find the coordinate of, so midpoint of PQ, which is now their average, which is -1 plus 35 over 6 over 2, comma, you know how to get it. The average of the coordinates, that's for x, -1 plus a, which is 35 over 6 over 2, and 4 plus 0 over 2. So which is, this is 35 minus 6 is 29. 29, so that's 29 over 12, comma 2. So that's the coordinate of the center. As coordinate of the center. So let's get the radius. The radius is the distance from here to here. Therefore, the radius, or let's get the radius squared, r squared, is always the distance, which is 29 over 12 minus A is what? 35 over 6 all squared plus y is that's 2 minus 0 all squared. As I'm using distance formula, the coordinate here is, what is here is now 29 over 12 comma 2. So we are getting the radius. The radius is now the distance. 29 over 12 minus 35 over 6 is minus 41 over 12. So which is minus 41 over 12 all squared plus 2 squared. So which is 41 squared is 1681 over 144 plus 4, which is, I think, 1 for this time, that this should be 2257 over 144. So that's our radius squared. So let's finish up. Let's now get the equation of the circle, substituting the values of the center and the radius. Therefore, the equation of the circle is now x minus 29 over 12 all squared plus y minus 2 all squared is equal to the radius squared, which is 2257 over 144. So that's the equation of the circle. So that's the answer. Thank you.